What's up, everyone? It's the morning of my second Dexa scan. So for those who don't know, since March 1st of 2022, I've been on a weight loss slash fitness journey. Started off around 265 pounds. My original goal was to reach 200 pounds, but I hit 200 pounds around the beginning of September, and I decided to celebrate hitting that milestone by doing a DEXA scan, getting my blood checked, doing a few other things to see how healthy I was at that point in time. When I did my scan, it said I was at 25.3% body fat, and I decided to book a second one for the end of the year. Originally, this will see January, but I changed it to today, December 22nd. And my goal from that September DEXA scan to now was to hit 20% body fat. I'm not sure how close I am, but I'm confident I'm close, but I'm not sure if I'm at 20%. We'll see. A little nervous for the results, but regardless of what happens, I'm going to be pleased with the progress I've made. I think I've made all the right decisions. Not all the right decisions. I've made really good progress and happy with how things have been turning out. All my health markers. The most important thing is not so much my actual body fat percentage, but more so that I feel healthier, that I'm working towards a goal, trying to inspire others to improve their health as well. So my cardio has been better, how I feel, my sleep, my breathing, everything has been dramatically improved through this journey. So regardless of what happens, I'm hoping 20% or lower. If not, I'm still very happy, but let's see how it goes. We're here at the Push Pound Sports Medicines facility, about to go in for my next scan, which is about 10 minutes. Really excited to see what my results are, but again, I'm going to be happy with regardless of how they are. Cindy, you had a prediction. I posted on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok for people to guess, and they win a prize. But so Cindy, what's your guess?
19.6.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
There we go. Oh, this is going to be a great result. So pictures already.
Yeah.
So we see, again, just as a reminder, we got blue being the bone structure, right?
Yeah.
Red or the orange, that's the lean muscle tissue.
Yeah.
And then the purple or the pink is where the fat mass used to be. Okay. So
So made some progress.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see what the numbers say. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. So 18 pounds since we last saw you, basically the weight of like the day when you were here. That's the total weight, but you actually lost basically 21 pounds.
Oh, I gained
fat
2.5 pounds of mass.
Came up with an increase, which is huge, buddy. That's like the exact result you want.
Yeah. So I've been really focusing on lifting heavier with good form, like progressive overload. That's something that I wasn't doing initially, because initially I was just going through the motions. I'm like, oh, I'm dieting down, I can't lift as heavy. This one I was like really focused on pushing myself as much as possible.
Yeah, man, that's what you gotta do. And so that resistance training over in a deficit of calories is pretty much the only thing that will spare lean muscle.
Yeah.
So in bone density, we don't expect to see any large changes.
Okay, so a little bit less.
Yeah, still looking good. That's okay. That will just fluctuate throughout your life.
Okay, yeah. I'm a little older. It makes sense. Yeah.
So we look here now at the android and gynoid ratios.
Yes.
This is how, again, the android being around the abdomen area.
Yeah.
Okay? So we had 33% of the fat mass there last time. It's down to 20% this time, which is huge. And then same thing in the gynoid, which is lower down towards your hips.
Yeah.
From 25% down to about 15.3%, which is awesome. Okay. So when we look at the ratio in the two areas, we're seeing that you're losing a little. It's gone down a bit, which is good. It's losing more of the abdomen versus the hip area. Okay, so it's like moving down, but pretty even actually across the board, which is okay.
Yeah, my wife likes to comment that I have no behind anymore.
There you go. You lost the tissue. That's okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So, wow, what a big change. Last time you were in, you had 25.3% body fat. It's now down to 16.5%, which is awesome. So that's a huge change, and that is into the lower end of like the average fit person.
Okay. So
for most males, depending on your body type, you're using somewhere between like 15 maybe to 18 somewhere.
Okay. So I'm right in the middle of that.
Yeah,
fit.
average walking around person, right? And healthy. And then going lower from there is you can absolutely go ahead and do that. That's more just based on your own personal goals and what you're trying to accomplish, right?
Is this what we're guessing on your thing?
Yeah. So I posted on Twitter.
Okay.
The pictures and stuff, right? And what people were guessing.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone actually guessed that low.
What was the average people?
I would say most. Well, okay. I've been documenting my journey the last 3 months.
Nice.
And I said I called it like road to 20%.
There you go.
So most people guess around 20%. It's also, I guess, people guess a little bit higher than what I actually was because I hold a lot of fat around my midsection, right, relative to a lot of people. But this is actually very surprising. I thought I wasn't going to be lower than 19.
Okay.
The fact that I'm at
huge dent into that's awesome.
Yeah. That's.
So we look at your resting metabolic rate. It's actually up a little bit to 1781, which that makes sense because you got a little bit more lean mass now, right? And that requires energy.
Yeah.
Another cool thing is we can look at the RSMI. That's the muscle density.
Yeah.
Right? So that's gone up a little bit too to 10.89 from 10.8, which is great. And again, to give you like a reference point, the higher end of that scale that we'll see naturally, so some like the NBA guys that we'll get here will be around like 13.
Okay. So not too bad.
So let's see what the arms did here. Whoa, still a little bit. So we look at the arms together. You're 2.1 pounds less of total body weight in the arms.
Yeah.
Or total weight in the arms. But you actually lost 2.3 pounds of fat mass out of the arms and gained it back to about 0.3 pounds of tissue. Okay. Which is awesome.
That's great. Yeah.
Okay. So we look at both legs then together, so as a summary, we see 5.5 or 5.7 pounds of weight lost.
Yeah.
But 6.1 pounds of that was coming from fat mass, and then gained back at about 0.4 pounds of lean tissue. So yeah, same trend, right? Fat down and lean tissue up, which is great.
That's awesome.
Then when we look at your trunk is like your torso, so like your midsection.
Yeah.
Okay, so like neck to waist.
Okay, yeah.
Right, so we see 10 pounds on the scale, but 12.5 pounds of fat mass lost, and then again gained back about 1.9 pounds of lean tissue.
Okay.
Which is awesome. So that's hard to do, to have that sort of teeter-totter effect of that. We would term this body recomposition.
Okay, yeah.
Where your fat's going down, lean tissue's going upwards.
Okay.
So overall, for the whole body, as a reminder, so we have 18 pounds of net change in weight.
Yeah.
But 20.8 pounds of net change in fat, and then a positive 2.5 pounds of lean tissue, which is awesome. Right? That's a significant amount.
That's great.
So overall, I mean, that's a pretty darn good result. Do you have any questions on that at all?
Yeah. I'm just a little bit shocked
Yeah.
at the results. Obviously, I'm aware that I've made a lot of progress. I feel stronger in the gym.
Nice.
My cardio feels better. Obviously, I feel like I've improved, but I didn't expect this bigger result. But what do you recommend as next steps? Should I continue to diet down, or should I look to build some more muscle? Should I consider like bulking or maintaining? What do you recommend?
So there's no right or wrong way to go when it gets to this point. Like you're into like the lower, you are lower in body fat than the average person. Most males that we're getting in coming in here, even if they're still recreationally active, they're going to be in those like mid 20s to like low 30 range on average is what we see. So you're sort of at this crossroads now. You may read online that people say get down to 15% before you go into a build.
Yeah.
That's like a common thing.
Okay. Yeah,
That's not like a hard and fast rule by any means. The reason people say that or use that as a general guideline is that if you're getting down to that 15%, your body fat's low enough that when you do start to build again, your cut after that won't be quite as long.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So when people say start to build at 20%,
Yeah.
they have a still reasonable amount of fat there.
Yeah.
So they're going to add more during that build. And now they got like maybe a 12-week or 16-week cut that they got to do versus 6 or 8. And when you extend the length of those cuts that you have to do, you're more likely to lose some of that lean mass that you're trying to
Yeah,
lose,
makes
right?
sense. Makes sense.
So my personal approach is I like to continue to diet down. So get lean first and like as lean as you can try to get.
Yeah.
Then do a reverse diet out, maintain there for a bit to give yourself a break.
Yes.
And then slowly start to taper your way up.
Okay.
I usually like to do that first because it gets you right down to your foundation. You see what you're working with. You can make a more educated decision on like what areas you might want to focus on for the build.
Yeah.
Like perhaps I just got down like, oh, I really want to focus on my back or shoulders or whatever it is, right?
Absolutely.
So that's my personal opinion, but you know, you're not in a bad spot. You go either way.
Okay. Okay. How long do you think it would take to get to 15-ish?
Not too much longer if you're going at this rate that you're going at. So you'd have to just look at how much weight you've been losing on like a week-to-week basis up to this point.
Yeah.
And then you can usually kind of project that, right?
Okay.
So it may require a slight change in calories or an increase in overall activity level, but you should be able to make your way down there pretty quickly. Yeah.
All right. Great.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. Congratulations. It's lots of hard work.
Yeah. It's been an enjoyable journey.
Yeah, good.
So far, right?
Well, you're doing it the right way where you're not crashing yourself out, right? That's
Yeah,
usually-
exactly.
People sometimes achieve this and then they hold it for about a month, but they're eating like 1,200 calories.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's been just really focusing on the consistency, right? Not realizing that it's a long-term process that I need to take, and but yeah, this is a
Awesome.
much better result than I was ready to be disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was ready to be disappointed. So
Yeah, man, you did more.
this is beyond my expectations.
Yeah,
I appreciate
awesome.
it. Thank you
And
very
I
much.
sent you this last one as well. This is just the snapshot of today by itself.
Yeah.
So no comparisons, but it's all the same info that we just went through.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
So
Perfect.
we'll stay stacked on there, and then if you do decide to do further follow-ups, then we just again like continue to stack them up.
Yeah. Maybe like probably call in, schedule one for like 3-4 months from now, something like that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
See
usually somewhere
where
between like 3 to 6 months for most people works out pretty well.
All right, perfect.
All right.
All right, thank you
Good
very
to
much.
go. No
Appreciate
problem,
it.
man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. We'll go back home and recap it with the document so we can go over it, talk about some of the strategies I implemented, and yeah, let's just go from here.
All right, we're finally back home. Gonna take a look at these reports that they sent me. It's beyond what I expected. Honestly that I thought it would be no lower than 19%. I thought it'd be between 19 and 20%. I did not expect 16.5%. Obviously, part of that is like I store a lot of my fat. This is genetics around my midsection. So like when you look at yourself, a lot of people judge, especially guys, their body fat percentage based off of like
if they have visible six-pack or how much of a midsection they have. But for me, I'm very lean inside of my midsection relative for my body. But you can see, even look at these two pictures. This is from September 1st, and this is from December 22nd. You can see my love handles have gone down. The purple is the body fat. And you can see it's gone down quite a bit around my midsection, a little bit around my arms as well. But let's get into the numbers here. You can see from a total body composition, Dexa scan weighed me in at 201.6 on September 1st, and I was 183.3. Interesting, on the scale is like 181, like when I independently measured, but that's totally fine. You can see a total loss of 18.3. But if you look over the body fat, or fat mass, I was at 51 pounds, and then I moved down to 30.2 pounds, which is kind of crazy, to be honest. This is pretty insane for me. I never thought I would get to this place, especially so quickly. That means I lost 20.8 pounds of fat mass, and then my lean mass went from 144.1 to 146.6, which is pretty insane. Obviously, I'm more focused on this fat mass because the lean mass obviously can be influenced by a number of different things, but overall that's a really positive sign. Typically when people lose weight, especially at the rate I was losing, they lose quite a bit of muscle. But in this case, this is an indication that I either maintained or actually gained some muscle. And then from here, this fat percentage moved from 26.1% to 17.1. But then the number I actually use is a slightly different number, which I'll go over in a little bit here. You can see that a really big difference in terms of like where I am in terms of my age relative to my or my fat mass percentage as relative to my age. You can see I moved from like the 90th percentile, where I was in theory higher than 90% of people my age, down to basically the 30th percentile, which means I'm leaner or have lower body fat percentage than 70% of people my age and gender or whatever. And you can see how my numbers changed. You can see the fat mass, the total mass moved, and then the lean mass moved up just a tiny bit. And you can see here, this is my bone density. It did go down a little bit, but they said that's normal fluctuation. I am a little bit older than the last time I got my scan. And you can also see this Android versus Gyno. I don't know how to pronounce that, but basically how much of my fat is around my midsection as opposed to like around my hips, basically the middle of my body. And you can see here that I went from 33.6%. I carried a lot of fat, especially my love handles previously. Still have a lot of fat around my midsection, but now it's down to 20.1. And then below my hips, like, you know, my glutes area, I moved from 24.9 to 15.3, which is quite lean relative to the rest of my body, or pretty much in line with the rest of my body, I should say. And you can see the ratio has improved. And ideally, you want to have less fat around your midsection, just because there's a number of vital organs associated there. You can see my overall percentage went from 25.3 to 16.5, which is mind-blowing. It's still hard for me to fathom that I'm at 16.5%. Most people that guessed on the various platforms, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, probably on average around 20%. Part of that is the bias that I was saying is on the road to 20%. But yeah, 16.5 is beyond what I expected. And then my resting metabolic rate, this is just a calculation based on fat-free mass, moved up slightly. Again, that's just because I increased my fat-free mass. So that's the overall comparison one. Let's go to this one here. This just compares the different parts of my body. I can see both arms. My arms, I lost a little bit of fat. I lost 2.3 pounds and gained 0.3 pounds overall, which is pretty nice. I got like my arms got more muscular while also dropping a little bit of fat, which again is very difficult to do. Part of this is because I'm very new to the gym, very new to lifting weights, so it allowed me to achieve those results. Actually, let me zoom in a little bit here. And you can see my legs. I dropped 6.1 pounds of fat mass on my legs and gained 0.4 pounds of muscle or lean mass on my legs, which I find again pretty impressive overall. And then you see my trunk here. My trunk, I lost 12.4 pounds. Again, a lot of that is my love handles. You can't target fat per se, but I was able to. Part of that was like I was on my first 65 pounds that I lost a lot of the fat around my face, around my legs, around my arms initially, and now it's starting to work towards its way through my midsection, which we're seeing here. And I also gained 1.9 pounds of lean mass. Again, I'm sure you saw in the previous part of the video, they said that was a pretty abnormal thing to do. And yeah, and then this is just the total composition. I think there's one more report here, which I will just go to the top here. This is just my this scan here. As you can see here, I still carry most of my fat around my midsection. You can see around my midsection, and as well my upper body is still 19% is still high relative, especially relative to my legs and my arms, which are around 13%, which makes sense. You can start seeing some like veins and start seeing more of the muscle definition in my arms and in my legs relative to the rest of my body. And then but still pretty happy with it. You can see I'm in the 30th percentile for my age and gender, which I'm very, very pleased about. You can see 80% lean tissue. You can see the fat percentage here, 17.1. My bone density is about the same, a little bit lower, but that's totally fine. Still in a very healthy range. And then you can all see these numbers here, which we already talked about previously. But I am going to do some follow-up videos on some of the things that I have done in order to achieve these type of results. Also start thinking about what I want to do next. Do I want to get quote-unquote shredded, get ripped, get to whatever 10% body fat? I'm not sure what the healthy rate is, but I can officially say that at least I'm confident in saying that I'm now a healthy adult. It's kind of surreal for me to think that back on March 1st, I would have considered myself medical professionals would have considered me morbidly obese. Maybe just slightly. It wasn't like too crazy obese, but I was still so quite heavy, 265 pounds, probably at like 40% body fat or something really high. Would go in a breath, taking walks or taking the stairs. And now I have a good cardiovascular system, a healthy body fat percentage. I feel stronger, feel better, look better. Overall, my life has improved absolutely so much, and it's kind of surreal. I don't know what the next steps are for me in terms of my fitness journey. Whether I will try to gain some muscle, whether I will try to lean down some more, whether I'll focus more on cardio. I don't know. I don't know yet. But either way, I'm really happy with my progress. Going to continue this healthy lifestyle, but we'll see what's going to happen with me next. And if you enjoy this journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see everyone in the next video.